If you also are the modern woman who is constantly stressed out and feeling like there is such a burden that you're carrying around on your shoulders, like there is just a weight, or like there is resentment in the doing, and you never get anywhere despite everything that you're constantly doing, you feel anxious, you feel overwhelmed, you are not alone in feeling that you need to claim your success instead of feel successful through peace and inner joy. What keeps us in survival mode so much, apart from this society, is not actually being able to aspire to beauty. When we are too harsh on ourselves, then we don't have that extra self compassion to say, it's okay. All of your physiological needs, according to Maslow, are being met. I have a roof over my head, I can eat today, and I can aspire for beauty, and I can do my makeup, and I can wear this beautiful outfit. Telling yourself that you are okay, that you are safe, that you don't have to be running all engines at once. We don't have to do anything to earn the place that we've been given at birth. We have value just as we are. Today, I'm going to share with you the 3 key ways to reclaim your femininity and feel radiant again. Radiance means that you're fully open, willing, accepting, being able to let go, and just enjoying life for the lightness that it is, because everything that comes allows us to be in the present moment and in the flow. That is femininity. Welcome to Devoted to Extraordinary. Today is the first, last, only, and best day of our lives. And if you know that also and want to become a woman of virtue and vitality, I invite you to subscribe to encourage one another along the journey. The first thing that took me so long to even grasp is reconnecting to my body. It is so vital to actually slow down in a world that is constantly speeding us up and keeping us in our minds, to overthink, to have anxiety, to recreate these patterns of narrative that actually don't serve us is so damaging to our body. I am centered in the sensory experience of the present moment. It is beautiful to actually feel where you are right now. So, the very first step is to take a deep breath whenever you're feeling overwhelmed. Pause. Maybe close your eyes, whatever you need to do. As soon as you acknowledge it, this starts self awareness. You want to ground more than anything. It is information until it is embodied. Then it becomes transformation. So many videos out there will tell you a bunch of information. Today, we're in the age of information. But to actually have the character and the personality of somebody who is intelligent, who has those characteristics, we have to embody them through practice and habit. So that is what this helps you do. To go further still, what I tend to do is put these things on my calendar: movement, dance, yoga for some, stretching, whatever it may be that embodies that presence through practicing a lot more breathing. Because dance or a long walk will have me breathing more, I can consciously choose to breathe deeper and actively be in my body. What helps also is to close my eyes in the morning between waking and sleeping. I'll do a body scan. I think, how are my toes feeling? How are my feet? How are my legs? And I go all the way up my body until I have this deep relaxation, because I will untense and not even realize that I am tensing every single muscle in those areas until I'm completely relaxed. That is practicing mindful movement and returning to the body through breath. What I also love to do is to dress for myself, to feel really lovely textures against my skin, like satin, and all of this after a good skincare ritual every evening. Something to help me slow down and acknowledge that I am worthy, that I am beautiful, and we're reaching in that way for the self actualization in Maslow's hierarchy of needs, because we are nurturing ourselves. Back in the day that I was campaigning against the climate crisis, I was incredibly involved in all of the news, and I'd never turn my social media off. I didn't understand what it was to connect to my body. This is a fantastic example because I slowly understood it. Every time I had a shower, I would put on this guided meditation. As the water from the shower was hitting my skin, it helped me so much to connect to those millisecond moments, to the presence in it, to be able to breathe into the fact that that was healing water and that I was here and my feet are on the ground and I am safe and I am okay. What you're doing when you're slowing down and reconnecting to your body is turning off your sympathetic nervous system and turning on your parasympathetic nervous system, the one which calms you down and starts repairing the body. So it truly is biologically healing to reconnect back with your body. Have a practice that helps you, whether it be breathing or moving or nurturing your body or even listening to a guided meditation, reconnect to your body. If you've done anything like this or can think of some ways to help other women reconnect to their body, please comment below so we can help each other. The second key to reclaim your femininity is to embrace emotional flow. Women are flow, acceptance, going through the motions, and being in the moment. Not allowing your emotions to flow not only suppresses your femininity, disconnects you from your body, disconnects you from the people you love, but eventually you'll even create toxic patterns in your own mind and create mental illness. When you suppress your emotions, you can feel that disconnect from your mind to your heart. So, from your mental to your emotional and to your body. But when you can dialogue with yourself in a safe environment, such as journaling when you're alone, or even conversing with people who you trust, you can start to give a vocabulary to your feelings. It might sound very simple to those who already know how to do it. You want to have a space where you can process your emotions and it is safe to feel your feelings. I was in a one-to-one call with one of you yesterday, and I was reminded of the importance of having a safe space to really talk about your feelings with yourself alone, not even with me on a call, with you and God. Are you able to say out loud what you need to hear? That's what prayer really is. It's having a conversation in that you're admitting and validating your own emotions. You're saying them out loud so your ears can hear them quite physically, and so that the rest of your body is able to let out emotion, whether it be crying, screaming, whatever it is. Usually for me, what happens is I will say how I feel, whether it be disappointment, overwhelm, anger, and more words will come out, allowing the emotions to flow. And then before I know it, I no longer feel that way. It's usually just a few minutes and it's very, very simple. And we're so healthy with ourselves because we know that we're valuable enough to take up that space and that there's no judgment and any and all emotion is allowed here, is welcome here. When we don't do this, we suppress our emotions, we become passive aggressive, we become less patient with the people we love, we tend to take it out sometimes on them or even on ourselves. And this creates such an unhealthy environment. Sometimes toxic mental illness can even come from this. This is why surrendering is so important. You are not alone. If you feel you're alone, please comment below. Please help each other. Please support each other. God has your back if nobody else. Surrendering means that I'm not doing it alone. I have faith that there is someone there who sees my side, who hears every thought, and who has my best interests at heart no matter what, always. My other video shares very well what the serenity prayer is, telling between what I can and cannot control, which helps so much in the beginning stages of prayer. In order to embrace emotional flow even more, and what extends these periods of self compassion, is to speak softly to yourself, be encouraging to yourself. To be critical and hyper aware of every single thing that you do wrong means that you feel that you maybe can't do something wrong. But you're human. You might not have done it before. You don't know any better, and you can only actually learn when you try. So give yourself that space, because when you don't, what grows is shame. Guilt means I've done this thing wrong, whereas shame means I am wrong. The shame that comes in the narrative, I am wrong versus I did this thing wrong, that lack of separation can also drag you down into toxic spirals so quickly. Pause for a moment, take a deep breath, like we said, and then say out loud what you need to hear, no matter what it is. When you're alone, God will hear it, accept you without judgment, and love you still. What helps so much with emotional flow when we don't know how to first actually put these things into words is art, is doing the thing that we love, going on a walk, going on a run, actually creating in some way. Self express however it is that you most enjoy, because that will allow you to return to yourself. Another thing I love to do is have playlists for certain moods, because this allows your sadness, your anger, your rage to come out. Being in tune with your emotions transforms your relationship in a way nothing else will. This is why I'm constantly talking about emotional intelligence on this channel. Not only will your relationships improve, though, so will your self-worth. because you'll be speaking up for yourself and for your needs. And a relationship is, at the basic standard, meeting each other's needs. So if you can voice what needs you have, suddenly you'll open up this entire flow in your own relationship. If you've had an experience of what it's like to actually know how to communicate, validate yourself, ask for what you need, also comment below and tell me if that was successful for you or not. Or if you're still stuck in the daydreaming and the reverie, let me know below as well and I will reach out. Giving vocabulary to your emotions is what I'm all about. The third key to reclaim your femininity is to really cultivate receptive energy. As we've spoken about, femininity is not about controlling or nitpicking or constantly needing something to be a way other than it is. It's not about giving all the time, but rather about receiving. Feminine energy is about allowing, accepting, thanking. When a man opens the door for me, I love not only saying thank you and walking through, but actually pausing, looking straight at him, look in his eyes, and say, thank you. Acknowledge him. Acknowledgement is one step further than simple gratitude because that is a felt exchange. You can practice this also with compliments. So many of us women are so bad at receiving compliments. Hey, you look nice today. You too. That's not receiving. That is not saying thank you. Hey, you look nice today. Thank you. You can always return it with another genuine compliment once you have accepted the compliment first. As I've shared before, this is also why it's so important to ask for what you need. You can do it alone, but you don't have to. You get to ask for help, and that is yet another opportunity to thank and appreciate somebody else. This is, of course, where boundaries come in as well. You always want to honor how God sees you and what God wants for you. So, if some relationship has broken a standard or a promise, it is vital for you to speak up and tell the truth. You cannot cultivate receiving energy in an environment that's changed and standards have come below what you want to accept. You cannot cultivate receiving energy in an environment that is toxic or that has degraded to the point that you have to work a lot more than you're receiving from it. Ask for what you need unapologetically. Ask for space, ask for your needs to be met in a different way, and really take the time to acknowledge what that is. When I was able to see that I didn't have to hold a promise anymore just because I said once that I would, it's since shifted. The other person didn't keep their side of the bargain. That means that I have permission and I allow myself to say, hey, this is not what I wanted. It's okay for you to say what you need because your needs shift always. And the people who love you will accept that. It is only those who are challenged by the boundary you're setting who will test you. And the biggest thing about cultivating receiving energy is to simply enjoy the moments. If you've just spent an hour cooking a great meal, actually savor that meal, put on some music, light a candle, make it the best meal you've ever had. If you're going to go on a walk with your dog, maybe take your shoes off, really feel the grass beneath your feet. It is stunning how God has made this world. And also, celebrate your small wins. Where have you been that you didn't expect to go? Where have you brought yourself out of? Where have you taken yourself to? What people have you met along the way that you adore? Celebrate your small wins. If you don't do it, nobody else will. And you have so many reasons to be grateful. Enough times of doing this repetitively will literally wire your brain differently to seek out more reasons to be happy. I hope that these 3 ways to reconnect to your body, embrace emotional flow, and of course, cultivate receiving energy have been helpful for you to reclaim your femininity. If you are a woman, that is where your biological superpower lives. Life will be so much easier when you learn to lean back in moments that you could do something. The longer you practice these habits, the faster you'll slow down, ironically. If you notice the difference in your energy and confidence and start today, next year will be that much easier. If you do notice a change, please comment below. I love to see how these things change your life too. And if you want to know even more about how to become that virtuous woman, apply in the type form below because I love to help you out. Until next week, as my Oma said, harden not your hearts, love and serve each other.